This infant is about to turn 2 months old, but the boy's family says if it weren't for these firefighters, the milestone would not be possible. The baby was delivered to the family's home in Alloway, but when he came out, he wasn't breathing, and that's when the first responders jumped into action. Fox 11's Gabrielle Mays has more on how those actions made a big difference.
Meet Doug Beal Jr. He was born July 8th, 5 pounds and 12 ounces. But there was a problem.
He just looked very pale, like he didn't have a lot of color, and I was saying to him, I'm like, you gotta breathe for mama. He gave us a smile there. And he gave a little bit of a cry, but it was very weak.
Once firefighters stepped in, they put baby Doug into the ambulance.
We started suctioning the airway and giving it some oxygen.
That's when they started to see a change.
It started to turn pink. The blue went away, and we finally got some EKG patches on him when we got him to the squad, and we saw that we got a heartbeat.
Even though baby Doug looks healthy now, life hasn't been easy the past couple of months. He needed special treatment in the hospital.
They lower his body temperature, so that was for the first 3 days. And they had him all hooked up to wires and everything, so it was quite a long time before we could even hold him or even touch him.
A month and a half later, his parents were able to take him home, but Doug still had to be hooked up to a heart rate monitor. The Beals say their son's a fighter.
He's so strong. He went through things that most adults don't have to go through.
Last week, doctors gave Doug a clean bill of health.
It doesn't always work out this way. It doesn't always turn out to be the positive, happy side of what happens.
The family says they're very grateful, and they hope one day their son can help others when he gets older.
He's a miracle baby, and he's a huge blessing to all of us.
July 8th is more than just this little one's birthday. It's a day these firefighters and the Beal family will never forget. In Alloway, Gabrielle Mays, Fox 11 News.
The Beal family says they plan on telling their son about this story when he's a little bit older so he can understand.
It is our big story at 6, a nightmare no family wants to endure. A baby born blue, without a pulse, but miraculously, this little boy from Alloway survived. And tonight, his family's thanking the first responders who saved him. They also have a message for all parents. NBC 26's Deandra Corinthios joins us live at 6 with that story.
Bob, the parents say July 8th, the night their son was born, was the longest night of their life, wondering if he was going to survive. But today is a day to celebrate as they introduce their son Doug to the men and women who brought him back to life.
A heartwarming moment at the firehouse in Alloway as firefighters and paramedics hold a healthy baby Doug. Just 2 months ago, he was fighting for his life.
He went through things that most adults don't have to go through.
Doug's mom, Cammie, says it was a terrifying night.
It seemed like he was trying to breathe, but he wasn't able to.
He was born blue and without a pulse, and when they called 911, these men and women answered the call for help.
That's probably the worst case scenario that can come to mind for us.
First responders rushed baby Doug to the hospital, and on the way they started CPR, hoping against all odds he would survive.
The baby started showing signs of life, which was an amazing thing.
Doug's mom, Cammie, says she refused to believe Doug might die, and she knows she was lucky, but hopes every parent in her situation would have the strength to stay positive.
The whole way to the hospital, that's the only thought I would keep in my mind. And every time the doctors came in to give us news before they came in, I was like, I know it's going to be good news. Because you gotta be strong, and you just can't give in to fear.
With hopes for a bright future ahead, Doug's family makes the most of every minute with their miracle baby.
And baby Doug had a checkup last week and passed with flying colors. His parents were finally able to remove his oxygen and heart rate monitors, and their neurologist says Doug did not suffer any permanent damage. Amazing story. Deandra Corinthios, NBC 26.
New this morning, a special reunion will take place in Green Bay today.
It is a meeting of first responders in the newborn that they helped save. Local 5's Wendy Fleury is live now with the details. Good morning, Wendy.
Hey guys, good morning to you. Yes, it's going to be a very special reunion indeed. It was just about 2 months ago when crews here at Station 8 in Alloway were called for a baby who was born unexpectedly in his parents' bathtub. That baby was born non-breathing and unresponsive. That's when those firefighters and EMTs went into action trying to save little baby Doug Jr. They loaded him into an ambulance and were able to revive him on the way to the hospital. Baby Doug Jr. spent the next month in the neonatal intensive care unit getting extra oxygen and extra monitoring. Now, just last week, baby Doug was given the all clear by doctors and is expected to live a normal and healthy life. His parents say it's all thanks to those responders who answer the call to help others at a moment's notice.
As he was trying to breathe, there was some amniotic fluid that was coming out of his mouth. And so that was when, everybody in there was kind of like, this doesn't look good. And then, of course, the EMTs came and they were concerned, and he actually stopped breathing and his heart stopped. And that was when they were able to resuscitate him, thank goodness.
Now today, little baby Doug Jr., along with his family, will be making their first visit here at Fire Station 8 in Alloway. Come and join us for that very special reunion. We'll bring it to you, the emotional reunion, coming up on Local 5 News. For now, live in Alloway, I'm Wendy Fleury, Local 5 This Morning.